Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Marvel here. So today we're going to read one of Mrs. Marvel's favourite books, and it's called The Squirrels Who Squabble. What does squabble mean? Do you know? And let's see on the front of the book. Do the squirrels look happy? Why could they be having a squabble? Okay, right, let's see if we can find out. I'm really excited to read this story. Are we ready? In a towering forest where summer had been, the cool air bit fresh and the mosses grew green. And as autumn edged in and the sky raged red, the sleepiest creatures got ready for bed. Can you see that squirrel? What is he on? Now, most foresty folk have seen to their needs through the plentiful month of mushrooms and seeds. They'd built up their stores so they'd all be well fed through the frosting of winter that glittered ahead. But Cyril, he lived in the now and the here. He adventured and parted his way through the year. So his cupboard was empty, his hollow was bare. He hadn't a mouthful of food anywhere. What does a squirrel eat? Do you know? But wait, what was that? Over there, take a look. A single lone pine cone wedged in a nook. He squealed with delight and for very good reason. But inside were the very last nuts of the season. So the squirrel eats nuts then, and he finds them off a tree. Sometimes they can drop on the floor as well, and the squirrels crack them open and eat them. But Cyril wasn't alone. There were more hungry eyes. Yes, Plan-Ahead Bruce had his sights on the prize. Though he gathered a mountain of bounty, hard fought, Bruce was convinced he was one pine cone short. I simply must have it, he wistfully cried, as he dreamt of the fresh, juicy pine nuts inside. Can you see there? He's got a mountain full, look. Do you think he'll eat all of those? So as Cyril set off on his way to the ground, Bruce, he was also last pine cone found. They sprinted and scurried with no time to gamble. They scratched at the bark in their scampering scramble. But their panic and haste shook the tips of the spruce, and the pine cone, it trembled, and then it came loose. It's falling. What do you think is going to happen next? Both squirrels gave chase at a lightning pace. This was the start of a wild, nutty race. It's mine, shouted Cyril. No, mine, hollered Bruce. You don't stand a chance. Give it up. It's no use. I'm hungry, cried Cyril. This cone is not yours. Stay back, shouted Bruce. This cone's for my stores. It boinged over bushes. It flew through the air. It binged on the nose of a slumbering bear. It bounced over boulders, then came to a stop. Then tithered and wobbled and quivered, and what do we think is going to happen? The bear doesn't look very happy. Plop! Both squirrels followed. Oh, the water was fast. Would they learn that they needed each other at last? But each was intent on how he could win, so they didn't quite notice a big bird sweeping in. What might that bird do? Cyril and Bruce, they watched in dismay as their pine cone disappeared, up and away. "Come back," shouted Cyril. "There are nuts," exclaimed Bruce. But all hope was gone. It was simply no use. And meanwhile, they drifted right up to the ledge. Greed, it was driving them over the edge. Cyril and Bruce, they had taken a fall. They were paying the price for wanting it all. They'd squandered their chances to team up and share. Would their naughty young hopes simply end in despair? Bruised and bedraggled, they swept past dry land. Cyril grabbed at a branch with a trembling hand. Catching Bruce with the other, he heaved and he huffed, and he dragged him to safety with panting and puffs. They stared at the sky, quite lost in deep thought, until Bruce